finally, we have ourselves some XFL teams. No football, no real details on how the games work, but we do have teams. What's up, folks? Fred Richani, TSC, your home for sports news updates, reviews, and everything in between. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. The XFL confirmed that we'll have 8 teams. Now, we already knew that. We already knew where they'd be located, but now we officially have logos and names, and I gotta say, they may leave a little bit to be desired. So, we have the Dallas Renegades, who looks like an evil Carmen Sandiego. We have the Houston Roughnecks, which is the love child of the Anaheim Angels of Los Angeles, or whatever the hell their damn names are these days, and the Houston Oilers of old. You have the LA Wildcats. You have the New York Guardians? If you're going to be called the Guardians, I mean, I don't know. At least have a deal with Marvel to do Guardians of the Galaxy, or with Microsoft and have the Halo logo, be like the Master Chief. I don't get it. The St. Louis Battlehawks, whatever that is. The Seattle Dragons. So that's kind of cool, especially because one of the Todd WWE superstars is Daniel Bryan, and he's from Seattle, and of course Vince McMahon owns the XFL. The Tampa Bay Vipers. I guess that's inspired by Randy Orton, the Viper. The DC Defenders, that's pretty damn generic. And yes, the XFL, as you see right there on the graphic, is coming February of 2020 on ESPN, Fox Sports, and ABC. So, yeah, very interesting here. Now, for those that don't know either, we have our first quarterback of the XFL, the great Landry Jones, formerly of the Pittsburgh Steelers. A number of executives are involved as well. Oliver Luck is involved as the commissioner. Doug Whaley is the senior VP. He used to be part of the Buffalo Bills management, which didn't make the playoffs except for that 1 year. Bob Stoops, former college great, is the head coach of Dallas. You have a number of other guys here. Jim Zorn, Seattle legend, head coach of Seattle. That makes sense. Mark Trestman, formerly of the Chicago Bears, head coach of Tampa Bay. So they've made some very real, legit football hires. Kevin Gilbride, formerly of the New York Giants. He is the XFL New York coach. So they've got some damn good staff, personnel on the coaching side, on the executive side of things. They've got one actual player announced, and, well, we only got a few months before February, so we'll see what happens. And if I'm the XFL, I'm very clear by the time I'm ready to announce my rules on how I'm separated by the NFL. You don't want another Alliance of American Football League. I don't think Vince McMahon's going to screw people over financially like Charlie Ebersol did and those people did. But you don't want to be perceived as an NFL minor league. You will anyway, but you want to try not to be. And I think with the AAF, because they had such a cozy relationship with the NFL, that was already okay, minor league football. And while it did a great rating initially, it, much like the old XFL, it tapered off after that. So I'm curious to see what the difference in rules are. I know we unofficially have some different rules on the forward pass and special teams and everything else, but I'd like something concrete, something digestible, kind of like a UFC. Every time you watch a UFC, they have the rules of the octagon, effective striking, grappling, and octagon control, or what makes up the judges' criteria, blah, blah, blah. Something simple like that the casual fan can digest and understand what in the blue hell is going on. Now, as for the rest of the XFL, the one thing that's really going to sell them, other than some entertaining football, are stars. Landry Jones ain't a star. And if I'm Vince McMahon and I'm reportedly paying Oliver Luck, who's not even a player, roughly between $15 and $20 million, I think he's actually getting paid around $20 million a year to be commissioner. Okay? If they're paying him that kind of money to be commissioner, and Vince McMahon is sinking hundreds of millions of dollars into the XFL, if I'm him, I'm spending the money on Tim Tebow. I'm spending the money on Colin Kaepernick. I'm not saying those gentlemen or others like Vince Young and other stars past and present would be willing to play in the XFL. But guess what? If you put a few zeros, if you put 8 figures, 7 figures in front of a few of these guys, I think they may at least think twice and may actually pull the trigger and say, you know what? Maybe for at least one season, I'll play in the XFL. Now, XFL is going to be on for at least a couple of years with ESPN, with NFL, with Fox Sports, with ABC, FS1. They'll have a chance to prove themselves, generate high ad rates, and maybe just maybe like PBC, they'll be able to get a big TV deal. But The jury's still out. A lot can happen. Vince McMahon isn't a young guy. I think he's about to turn 74 years old. He's running Raw and SmackDown. He's also about to run a 2-hour live NXT starting in September. I mean, that is a lot on that dude's plate, and I don't care how much he's paying Oliver Luck or anybody else. You better believe Vince freaking McMahon is going to be hands-on. But, folks, I want to hear from you. What do you think about the XFL? What do you think about everything going on in the world of football? Are you excited for the NFL? Let me know. Leave a comment below. Tweet us. Facebook us. Do what you got to do. If you enjoyed this update, please like, share, take care. Don't forget to subscribe and enable notifications for more updates like this. And as always, enjoy the games and get ready for XFL 2020.